Well, we've been going through like a 6-month breakup. I'm in the nursing program, and I guess very dependent on him at the current time because being a full-time nursing student and a full-time mother of 2, I really couldn't work full-time. So I was pretty dependent on Brad, and he knew that. And he loved that control, like controlled every cent I spent, like had to know every move I made. He would track me. He knew my location at all times. Like even if I turned my location off, he somehow knew where I was and who I was with. And it was so crazy. But on Monday, I finally had enough of the emotional, verbal, and physical abuse. And I was packing my stuff, and he had taken my daughter, my 2-year-old daughter, to the doctor for an ear infection because he took the battery out of my car and hid it so I couldn't take her to the doctor. And I had to ask him to take her. So anyways, he gets back from the doctor and walks in, and he's kind of like huffing and puffing around the house. And he was like throwing a temper tantrum, like grabbing his clothes, throwing stuff around while he was holding my daughter. And I was like, you need to put the baby down. You don't need to be throwing a temper tantrum while you're holding her. And I need to give her.
How old is this man? I don't want to know his name.
He's 27.
All right. And what happened?
And then he finally set the baby down, and he called me a stupid bitch. And I called him a loser back, and he said, oh, really? And he grabbed me and literally threw me out the door, and it broke the glass out of the door. And my baby was right there, and she started screaming. And he tried to shut the main door to lock me out. And I think the adrenaline from hearing my baby scream gave me the power to push back through the door so I could get in to her. And when I got in, he grabbed me by my arms and shoved me up against the wall, and then grabbed me by my neck and hit me in the face. And my daughter was screaming bloody murder, and he let me go, and I grabbed her, and we sat on the couch and cried until the police came. And once they arrived, they were there for about an hour and a half, I would say. And at first, for the first half hour, it was the county police, but this happened in city limits, so it was supposed to be city. So, and all of these men are his friends. They're his coworkers because he's a police officer himself. And anyways, at the end of it, they came up to me and they said, well, our decision today is that we're not going to arrest, I forgot I wasn't supposed to say his name, but we decided we're not going to arrest him today. And they took him outside, gave him a ride to wherever he needed to go, and let him go on duty an hour later.
All right. So are you safe now, okay, you and your children?
Yes, I actually was granted full custody today along with a protection order, and I'm able to be escorted to my old house to get all of our belongings that he wouldn't let me take. But I'll be escorted by a different county since his county proved that they are not looking for my best interest. So the judge decided it would be best for a different county to escort me.
Is your boyfriend, fiance, a law enforcement officer?
Yes, he is a law enforcement officer and actually is a sergeant.